Shalom. Kol halalim la Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, elder bishops of Great Millstone. Shalom to the prophets of thy body, and shalom to the 144,001 third. May peace and blessings be upon you and your households and the spirit of endurance. Okay. Now, today's the 31st of December, and according to the Gregorian calendar, 2026, well, it's 11 a.m. here in the UK, or 11:09, approximately 12 to 13 hours. Should be 2026, and 2026 is not going to be a year of prosperity for the wicked. It's not going to be a year of prosperity to sell out. It's not going to be a year of prosperity, period. Okay. The Lord has said that there are bounds that they cannot pass. Esau can't pass a certain limit. Esau's, the so-called white man's rulership, has an expiration date, and we are approaching that expiration date, and we are also approaching the 250th year, which is quite significant, right, in terms of former heathen rulerships that have been in the past. Okay, our elders and apostles of Great Millstone have said that 250th year is significant because most heathen rulerships have not gone beyond that point, or either close to that point or just a little over that timeline. And we are approaching 1776 to 2026 is 250 years, right? Okay, 250 years. And so we are approaching a very significant point in history, a significant point in time. There is no, there's a word that's not popping into my mind. I've utilized it many times before. No more optimism. There's no more, I want to build that beach house, or I want to buy a second home, because the world is not like how it used to be. And Esau, the so-called white man, okay, is a cunning person. That's why they've flooded the YouTube, because we're approaching the end. Esau don't give a shit about copyright and all that. Well, to a certain degree they do, and they don't. They're flooding the YouTube with, I like Mike Epps. He's to me, he's very funny. All right, hood comedy. I find him hilarious, and they're flooding his shit. A lot of this, I believe, is Filipinos, or what looks like to be Filipinos, making or uploading all these movies and videos and shows, classic shit. All these big budget movies coming online for free. Obviously, the downside is advertisements. So a lot of people, are watching these classic movies, especially from the 80s. Movies like one of my favorites from the 80s, The Burbs, with Tom Hanks. They show a world where Esau is in his prime rulership, living in a beautiful, clean, meticulous neighborhood, manicured lawns, the paper boy chucking the newspaper on the lawn, Esau coming out of his beautiful, clean house, wife in line, house clean and order. She's in the kitchen cooking and cleaning. His child is in order. He's just coming outside of the house, and everything's hunky-dory. The birds are tweeting, the sun is shining, and people are watching you should read the comments on these videos. People are reading the video. People are watching the movie and saying, this is a world that doesn't exist anymore. You're damn right it doesn't exist anymore, because we are going to a very dark time in history. Dark for you 2/3 and heathens, but good for the hopeful elect, us Israelites, because we want this motherfucker to fall. All right. Now let's go into the word omen. Omen, what's the definition of omen? An event regarded as a portent, as a portent of good or evil, prophetic significance. Okay, let's get some more. An omen is an event or happening that you take as a sign of something to come. It's believed to be a bad omen if a black cat crosses your path, or if it rains on your wedding day. Well, yeah, an event and this is perfect. An omen is an event or happening that you take as a sign of something to come. Okay? And Also, what popped into mind is the saying, start as you mean to go on. All right. Start as you mean to go on means beginning a new task, habit, or period like a new year with the same effort, consistency, and positive approach you intend to maintain throughout. Well, the so called white man, okay, what he wants to do is carry on that same vibration that the beginning of the so called 2026 is. The way the beginning 2026, right? Right? You know, by saying that the New Year's Eve has been cancelled. A lot of countries around the world are cancelling their New Year's Eve celebrations or are being way more vigilant because of T attacks. Okay, T attacks. Right? You know what that is, right? What happened in 9/11, for example, which was orchestrated by the American government. But I hope a lot of people should know that by now. If you don't, you're very you're retarded. Okay, but nevertheless. I'm on this video by a chap by the name of Patrick Humphrey. I was watching a video earlier of a brother who made a video also, and this pointed me in the direction of this individual. He's got some nice videos on here, and I'll probably check him out. But by the way, copyright fair use, not making no money out of this whatsoever. I'm not saying anything adverse about this individual or his video. I'm just going along with what's being pointed out. But the way this man, Patrick Humphrey, breaks it down is beautiful. So I'm just going to play a little snippet from it and then go into some other news segments and go into some scriptures, Lord willing. Okay? So, that term cancel Christmas, listen, the mirth of this place is ending. All right? The excessive laughter, the excessive joy, the romance, you know. People are not in love no more. The love of many is waxing cold. People are being deleted. Judgment is going out. Yeah. Um, People are in a tailspin, you know. They're trying to do the same things every year and hoping for a different result, which is a form of, being crazy and retarded at the same time. All right, I'm just going to play it. Okay. And so, Esau, start as he means to go on. And this is the omen as well, where um, it's a sign. If the New Year's is going to be like that, how do you think the rest of the year is going to pan out as time goes by? And obviously, this is all orchestrated by the so-called white man and their powers that be. This problem, reaction, solution, Hegelian dialectic. They create the problem, they create the reaction, and then they try and come with a solution as saviors of the day. Okay, and people actually believe that bullshit, especially these Edomites, these so-called white people and dumbass heathens that have no form of education, not even on a basic level. They actually believe that whatever's coming on certain news channels is right out of it's basically a sure thing, you know, and basically it's the truth. Okay, for example, so and so is a T person when really they're not the T person. The real T people are the the TRSP. I'm not going to say it. The T people are, is the actual government. They actually believe that the government is actually doing something beneficial for them with ICE agents and taking away your freedoms. Okay, these crackers don't know that, you know. You can give up your freedoms because you assume that the foot of ICE agents and the government is going to be on the neck of niggers and spics and tomahawk niggers and other Israelite foreign and other Israelite foreigner niggers. You assume that, okay, but not knowing that you're giving up your freedoms for your demise because you will not get them back, and America is not going to be coming back again. What makes you think America is so great when there were previous kingdoms that were way more greater than America? Persia, Babylon, they were way, way, way more greater. Way more greater. They fell. Egypt fell. Real African Hamite Egypt fell. But you're trying to mimic it by putting a pyramid on your dollar bill, having certain aspects of Egypt within, or Rome all over again, which is the door of Babylon, which is America. You think that America's going to go on forever? You think it's actually going to go? The pride of this devil. All right? Okay? Let's go to scripture quickly. Just bear with me. Just get the scripture up. I don't want this version. Okay. Oh, Jesus. Ecclesiastes 3. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. Okay? And the Lord is plucking up that which was planted. You know? Esau came and built up the desolate cities. You know? They said that they're going to build. All right? Okay? And they built up this through Jake innovation, of course, all they built up this world, and they built up their kingdom in America, the skyscrapers and all that kind of thing, and then you got heathens that copy that same kind of format because they want to be like um, their daddy Esau. Okay, verse 3: a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up. Okay, a time to kill. Everything there's a season. All right. Verse 2: a time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, and a time to pluck up that which is planted. And that's that's significant because this is the time where the Lord, gave Esau his time to rule, his time to be lauded, his time to be everybody under the heaven except a damn Edomite, which is what they really are. Okay, they want to be the Israelites, they want to be the Hamites, they want to be the Persians, they want to be the Babylonians, they want to be the American Ninja, they want to be the Last Mohican, they want to be the Samurai. Was it the Last Samurai with Tom Cruise, whatever the movie's called? They want to be everybody. All right, they'll call next man a gook, but yet utilize the martial arts. But the martial arts comes from us Israelites, of course. But I'm just saying, these East Edomites will steal from you and then call you out, and call you a derogatory term. You know, so these crackers, man, they're gonna fall hard. They're gonna fall real hard. Okay. Now, if you're an Edomite and you got some money, you better enjoy the short time that you do have. All right. If you're an Edomite, you're a two-third. You're just not two-third. You're just a loser. All right. Okay. Your woman is with Jake. Okay. When I say Jake, I'm talking about the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man. All right. And by the way, sideline note: dealing with a married woman is not an accomplishment. That's still wicked. All right. You want a heathen woman? Get you a single one. But overall, there's wicked Jakes out there that deal with married Edomite women, and Carlos does it. Leroy does it, and Michael and David Whitefeather does it also. Mentioned Northern and Southern Kingdom. All right, they do shit like that. And Esau's struggling right now because the curses are coming upon them slowly but surely, pursuant to Deuteronomy 30, verse 7. Okay? And they all want to have an optimistic new year and they want to put their troubles behind them and start with a clean slate, like wiping off a dirty table, and polishing it up and saying, you know what? I'm going to lay a better meal down. All right? But it's not going to happen. What's going to happen is it's going to keep going forth. And then on top of that, you got these martial law troops. Okay? Let's go back here. You got these martial law troops, right? They're going to be coming in because a lot of them came in, right? A lot of them came in and you saw a bunch of them come in, all different nations, okay? And what are they trying to do? New World Order. So they've got the whole, every heathen nation, there's probably Jakes amongst them, heathen nations from around the world collectively to come as a super group to do what? Okay, to put terror on you so-called Americans, and also in the UK and other parts of the world also. It's not just going to be America, okay, but America is ground zero. America and Israel, modern day Israel today, will be the only places on the planet where they'll be blown off the map with nukes. All right, and that's prophesied. Okay, so start as you mean to go on. Problem, reaction, solution, and also on the flip side, Fox News is a very, very it's like a brand name in terms of news channels, okay? And a lot of people gravitate towards it. Like we have Sky News here in the UK, and I believe you probably have that in America. Well, you probably do. It's international, right? but like it's a significant news channel, and people always, always, always flock to it. Whenever they show a movie and they show something in the news, it's always Fox News or something of the like, or something similar to it. And if they put it on Fox News, that means they want you to see it. Okay, it's high. It's basically revelation of the method. They let you know what they're gonna do before they're gonna do it. This is their way of prophesying on the left hand side, the elites. Okay, and it's also a signal to the lower level members of these certain different societies, where it's the black boule or the pale or the Edomite boule, or not the Edomite, the boule and other sort of free Masonic type organizations, as well as the so-called elites. It's a signal to them. They're signifying to each other that, okay, be wary. We're going to do this, that, and third, and this is happening. So we're going to try and get our new world order off the ground. Okay, the digital wallet is being made mandatory in other parts of the world. They're pushing digital heavy. They're getting rid of large denominations of notes and coins. I mean, they're getting rid of large denominations of notes, as well as coins. Okay, they're getting rid of physical cash. They're getting rid of banks, building societies here in the UK, other parts of the world. They're getting rid of human cashiers in stores and markets. Okay, and they're getting rid of places where you can pay by cash. And if they do have a terminal where you can pay by cash, it's one terminal and about 50 people lined up. So what are people going to do? For convenience, they're going to say, you know what, I'm going to start using my credit or debit card or credit card. Then eventually they're going to push for the mark, which is the charagma, Revelation 13:16. So it's all done, all right, by design to get their new world order off the ground and to make it 100% surveillance state. All right. So these crackers can be all knowing and all seeing. They want to be like the Most High. They want to know everything. Okay. They got their left hand side angels, which is these cameras. All right. They got everything underway. Okay. They got their thought police. All right. And they let you know in their movies. These movies are not just entertainment, not just entertainment. All right. Let's play.
For people planning to attack multiple, because this is big breaking news. Events across the world are being canceled right now because they are worried that there could be attacks on Christmas events and Christians, and even New Year's Eve events as well too. So let's get into all the details here. You guys can see countries around the world: Germany, France, Australia, and even the US. We had a plot foil just last week from the FBI for people planning to attack multiple cities in California on New Year's Eve. All right. And in response to this, they have been canceling these events because they are worried that these attacks are going to happen. So this is just a warning and a wake up call to keep your head on a swivel and keep your family safe and prepared in a good situation if you go to any of these events. So let's listen to this real quick and then we'll talk more about it.
A beautiful and spectacular event, and it has all been canceled because the French government can no longer keep its own people safe from potential radical Islamic terrorists that they have welcomed into their country. Think about that. France has let in so many Middle East and North African migrants that they can no longer assemble in crowds. We're watching one of the most beautiful countries and cultures in the world commit suicide, and this threat has now spread all over the West. This is not singular to Australia or France. It is everywhere now, including in Germany, where many are too scared to go to the country's many famous Christmas markets because they are now so dangerous. They're such a target for radical Islamists. Take a listen to the details from this report.
Terrorists have struck 7 European Christmas markets since 2014, 3 in France and 4 in Germany, all carried out by men of Muslim or Middle Eastern backgrounds. Authorities arrested 5 men suspected of planning attack number 8 in Germany last week. One of them, a Muslim cleric from a German mosque who urged his followers to kill as many people as possible.
Foiled. There was another attack in Poland on a Christmas market, foiled as well. The one in Germany, a Muslim cleric that left Egypt to move to Germany, moving to a country which tolerantly allows him to work at a mosque, to have a mosque. And what does he do when he gets to Germany and he's saved by the West? He begins indoctrinating other Muslims to murder as many Christians as they possibly can. Going to a German Christmas market at this point is a bit like playing Russian roulette. Is today the day that one of our asylum seekers living off our tax dollars is going to plow his car through this market and kill 20 of us? We don't know. In Australia, where 16 were murdered on a beach this past Sunday, many say that they have felt the threat skyrocket as their own government imported tens of thousands of migrants from Muslim countries. The Muslim population doubling in a decade in Australia. The left-wing Prime Minister of Australia, the Labor Party, a country that has the strictest gun laws in the world already, just wants to add more gun laws, light a candle, and move on.
Light a candle, put it in their front window tonight at 6:47 p.m. to show that light will indeed.
Salakia for that.
Will indeed defeat darkness. We will task, I'll take to National Cabinet this afternoon a proposal to empower agencies to examine what can be done in this area.
Being led by people that couldn't care less if you live or die, completely detached from reality, politically correct nonsense, stronger gun laws so the Islamists have a harder time murdering us is the answer, right? They don't want to actually fix the problem. They'll let thousands of us die before they'll be accused of being racially intolerant. They care far more about their political orthodoxies than your life. You should always remember that. You know, everybody's reporting the same.
All right, so you heard that there. And this is happening in the United States too. We've seen multiple events in the U.S.
Now, a lot of these troops, okay, that are coming in, they've been brought in by design. Okay, the powers that be, they're not sneaking in on rubber dinghies and getting in. They're being brought in by the powers that be. Okay, and these news channels are like they're casting a spell. Problem, reaction, solution. Okay, and they'll show problems. They'll have crisis actors, and sometimes these things are real too. And they'll also have news segments which will have their crisis actors, and they'll have the failed actors that are news reporters today. Follow a certain script that are being utilized by their counterparts across the world, no matter what nationality they are, and different other news channels as well. You'll have very seldom you'll see a literal news or literal report that's actually speaking the truth. Very seldom you'll see that. Or very rarely you'll see that. Okay, so it's all being done by design. Okay, and now is a time to be very circumspect. Okay, because we're coming to that time where it's going to get real grimy out here. Okay. All right, let's go to the Mirror, which I believe will be focusing on the UK. Right, let me see here. Yeah, New Year's Eve events cancelled around world as chilling warning issued full list. Okay, and this is from the 30th of December, yesterday. The moves have seen the plans of tens of thousands for this evening thwarted, with fireworks parties and other live events among those cancelled in the run-up to December the 31st. Some unofficial events were cancelled after a planned bombing attack in Los Angeles was uncovered by the FBI, leading to the arrest of 4 people during a rehearsal of their attack. Rehearsal indeed it is. And that's literal. Okay? None of these motherfuckers are actors. First Assistant U.S. Attorney Bill Essayli revealed surveillance captured in footage from a drone that showed suspects trying to assemble a bomb. The 4 alleged suspects were named as Audrey, Eileen, Carol, 30, Zachary Aaron Page, 32, Dante Gaffield, 24, and Tina Lai, 41, from the Los Angeles area. Okay. Sydney's been cancelled because of that Bondi Beach so-called shooting. All right. All right, let's go to see if there's anything else. Okay. Oh my God. What is this? Oh, for Salakia for that. 1 second, man. Oh, man, it's gone some other. Full list of New Year's Eve events cancelled worldwide amid safety concerns. Okay. Okay, is that it? There's no other. I thought I was going to get a list of whole countries. It's the same damn news segment, right? Sydney. Nothing else there. All right, I see that. New Year's Eve events across the world have been cancelled by local authorities due to safety fears. Okay. New Year's Eve live. London fireworks warning as. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's go to London. See what they're saying here. New Year's Eve live. London fireworks warning as Sydney and Paris cancel 2026 celebrations. So, it's happening to major strongholds of the white man around the world: the UK, Paris, Australia, America, Germany, France. I've already mentioned Paris. So, major strongholds around the world. And this is going to be a domino effect where everybody's going to be wary. And these martial law troops have been brought in by design. They're ready, raring to go. They're getting suited and booted, and you're going to see them for real. Because a lot of people are having dreams and visions of troops outside their door. So it's all coming together. If you've seen the book of Joel, people are having dreams and visions. All right. Okay. So the digital wallet's being pushed. Okay. Elon Musk has been successful with a Neuralink. People are already taking the RFI to the D. Micro C-HIP around the world, especially Sweden. Right? So all these things are coming together collectively. All right? People are depressed, no jobs. People are struggling they're tossing a coin between feeding themselves and their pet dog. Right? Along with that, all this misery and demise. People thought that, okay, there'll be more optimism during the holiday season. They'll sleep in, watch Home Alone a couple hundred times, Home Alone 2 a couple hundred times, maybe watch some Santa Claus movies or whatever, and feel the feel good factor. Yeah, you know, get drunk and feel the euphoria of the mid '80s again. You know, but it's not coming back. We are approaching the end of this kingdom. We are living in exciting times. We are witnessing the end of a literal empire in real fucking time, man. This is beautiful. Brakti Habat Shemer Shai. All right, so let's read up here, man. None of those poxy fireworks. Hopefully, it won't be noisy tonight. Bullshit ass damn fireworks going off. All right, let's just these damn commercials and. All right, let's go here. Which London areas are closed for New Year's Eve? Why did Sydney, Paris, Tokyo cancel 2026 New Year's Eve events? What safety concerns? Well, it's a tea attacks, isn't it? Tea attacks. London and cities across the world are preparing to welcome 2026 with stunning fireworks show and celebrations. In the UK capital, large number of people are expected to arrive for the show. Okay. As a result, visitors have been told to avoid large parts of central London due to congestion, including Big Ben, London Eye, Trafalgar Square, Victoria Embankment, Tower Bridge, London Bridge, Waterloo Bridge, and Southwark Bridge. Okay. Paul Martinelli, the chair of City Bridge Foundation, warned that significant crowding on the bridges can present a danger to all bridge users. Meanwhile, numerous cities around the world have cancelled some events. Okay, I thought London would be joining as well, but I guess maybe they're going to keep going along with it, but maybe slightly be a bit more vigilant. All right. LA celebrations, New York City. Some places are still going ahead with their New Year's Eve celebrations, but they're just going to be a little bit more vigilant. But they've given you that warning, that little bit of, as they say, a clue as to what could possibly go down, because that's what Esau likes to do, and they want to keep you in, always on a vigilant way. They want to keep you in a mindset where things can go down anytime. Okay, and that's what it is. And this is ultimately going to keep a lot more people indoors, which is obviously going to affect businesses as well. You know, people drinking in bars and clubs and shit. That's going to end because people, and people don't even have that disposable income no more. All right. They don't even have that disposable income anymore. Just bear with me 1 second. Salah for that. Right, let's go to some scriptures. Let's go to the book of Isaiah first. Okay. Isaiah 24 and 11. There is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth, which is excessive laughter of the land, is gone. Okay? So the excessive laughter is gone. Okay? UK. I'm just trying to see if there's a... Okay, yeah. I just typed in, is the UK keeping vigilant during New Year's Eve celebrations? Let's see what they say. Yeah, it says here that New Year's Eve celebrations in 2025, because there's going to be about 30,000 people came in 2024, so probably about more or less the same amount should come, and the Met, which is the Metropolitan Police, the Met, have said that they won't be. Where is it again? But now London's cash-strapped police force has said it will be unable to police the area in 2025. So therefore, there'll be no. It'll be like the Wild West, no law and order. Okay. So probably women will possibly be raped as well. So apparently a £260 million shortfall. All right. Let's see if anything regarding the tea stuff is mentioned. Okay, yeah. I found something here. Let's go to this. It's in the Daily Mail. Let's go to the Daily Mail. Daily Mail's. Okay. Revelers warned over terror. Oh, damn it. Revelers warned over terror alerts. Okay, this is the UK. Oh, for crying out loud. Let's go to another news segment. Forget this one. So I think I've got ad block on this. 1 second. I'm not messing with that right now. Let's go to... Oh, for crying out loud. Everything's charging now even for news. Ridiculous. Let's just go to the AI overview. All right. Yes, the UK maintains a high state of vigilance during New Year's Eve celebrations, especially given the current national T-ism threat level is substantial. The level is substantial, meaning an attack is likely. A significant extensive policing operation is in place for events across the country, particularly in central London, this New Year's Eve. So the sentiment remains the same. Okay? We're at the time where we're seeing the end of this kingdom in real time. Okay? The spirit is dead with Christmas, New Year's Eve. No jobs, no money, no honey. No disposable income. shops, stores, banks closing, digital wallet being pushed heavy, right? Homeless people, shit, piss everywhere, right? I remember there's a time when I was a child, there used to be stickers and logos, well, not logos, posters everywhere. Keep Britain tidy. Bins everywhere. On my street alone, there was like one bin at the start, middle, and one at the end. So if you're walking having a snack, there's a dustbin there so you can put the trash in. Now there's trash all over the street, and there's only one bin which is overflowing. Okay? Blaming immigrants or migrants, which are most of them are soldiers in disguise coming in. Some of them are legit looking for a so-called better life, but some of them are soldiers, okay, waiting for that go-ahead. And don't get it twisted. You think that this guy's only 5'8", 5'9", and 130, 40 pounds, and you think this guy ain't gonna do nothing. The guy could move like Bruce Lee. You don't know. Don't get it twisted, all right? Looks can be deceiving, all right? They've got, once they get their go ahead, they're gonna get suited and booted. They're gonna be on everyone's doorstep, but the elect are gonna be protected. Okay, so they've come in droves in every part of the world, and then they're blaming Islam, which is and then they show certain things happening on the news, which a lot of them are actors. Okay, but we're seeing this place fall apart, man. So this is good news, all right? Because I'm sick to death of this fucking kingdom. I'm sick of this New Year's Eve shit. I'm sick of these clubs. Sick of this world, man. All right? And the wicked are going to be stomped out. Job 18, verse 5. Yea, the light of the wicked shall be put out, and the spark of his fire shall not shine. And that's literal. your fireworks are not going to hit the same no more. Yea, the light of the wicked shall be put out, and the spark of his fire shall not shine. Okay, verse 6. The light shall be dark in his tabernacle, and his candle shall be put out with him. Now, you devils are going to be put out, man. Okay, you devils are going to be put out. Okay, now is the time to pluck up that which was planted. Okay, so this is an omen, and also the great sign that if the year is so-called beginning like this, with this kind of sentiment, this kind of mindset, this kind of fear, no job, no money, digital wallet, micro C-hip, Revelation 13:16, Revelation 11:14, World War III, okay? No jobs, no party, no spirit of Christmas, okay? No, people aren't even decorating their homes anymore, putting trees up. People not even buying the same garbage no more in terms of Christmas food or whatever, right? We're seeing that go, right at the end, right before 2026 hits, and then 2026 is about so-called T attacks. How do you think the rest of the 2026 is going to be like? Okay, so it's not going to be. It's great for the elect, the hopeful elect, because we want to go home, but it's not going to be bad news for you wicked MFers that want this world to go on, especially you 2/3 Jakes, man. You make me sick to want to keep this place going. Oh, it doesn't. Oh, there's no Christmas spirit no more. You fucking pussy. Right? Bunch of fruitcakes now. Oh, there's no Christmas spirit no more. What's going on? You weirdos can't see it? Fucking wearing Grinch costumes and shit. What about New Year's Eve and having a job? This place is about to go. "2026 is going to be crucial, man. All right? All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahshai, Ba'ashem Rakakodash, Mawatha Bad Baba, Kwam Yashra, Shalom.